Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Before we get started, please be aware that today's webinar will be recorded. My name is Sarah. I'm the marketing manager here at Biomappus, and I'm pleased to introduce you to three of our experts who are ready to talk to you all about FSP and what is so advantageous about functional service provision in clinical research. We are joined today by Irma, our head of clinical, Ineta, our senior manager of FSP operations, and Oleg, who is head of clinical monitoring. Between them, the team have 56 years of experience in clinical research and a wealth of expertise navigating the landscape of clinical trials. Our agenda for the next hour will be packed full. Irma will introduce us to FSP and then talk through the main benefits that FSP brings. Ineta is going to follow on and highlight 4 different FSP models which are favoured by our clients. Ineta will also bring these models to life for us by demonstrating them in practice and giving working examples of the way our models accommodate multiple client needs. Finally, Oleg is going to discuss how we support FSP here at Biomappus. We have set aside 15 minutes at the end for questions, so please do type any questions that you have into the Q&A box and we'll try to get through as many as possible. Should we run out of time, we will come back to you via email, okay? So without further ado, I will pass the floor to Irma.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Sarah, so much for introduction. And yeah, let's start. Functional service provider models are becoming increasingly appealing to the pharmaceutical and biotechnology sectors, offering flexible and scalable solutions to outsource specific functions within clinical trials. As this industry landscape evolves rapidly, FSP models play a significant role in helping organizations to navigate complex challenges and achieve the strategic objectives more efficiently. Currently, pharmaceutical and biotech companies are facing increased competition and pressure to bring innovative therapies to the market faster while maintaining high quality and compliance standards. In this context, FSP models offers several advantages and benefits which I would like to highlight today. And first, I would like to start from flexibility and scalability. FSP models allows to flexibly scale of resources up or down based on project needs, enabling to adapt quickly to changing priorities, fluctuation in workload, and evolving business requirements. The next one, what I would like to point would be access to specialized expertise. FSP providers have deep domain expertise and experience in specific function areas such as clinical operation, as well as regulatory affairs or pharmacovigilance, allowing companies to tap into specialized skills and knowledge that may not be available in-house. Today, we will discuss and talk more deeper about clinical operation and different functions and services in it. Next one would be focus on core competencies. By outsourcing particular function to FSP providers, companies, clients can focus on their internal resources and capabilities on core strategic activities such as drug discovery, research, and development, increasing efficiency and involvement. Another one, also very much important, there will be reliability and continuity. Reliability and continuity are fundamental pillars. By offering consistent support and services tailored to client-specific needs. The FSP ensures seamless operations, sustained project success, fostering long-term partnership and trust. If we are talking about cost efficiencies, this is usually asked by the clients and very much important for the clients. By outsourcing specific functions or tasks to FSP provider, companies, clients can achieve cost savings by leveraging the provider's expertise, infrastructure, and economies of scale, while avoiding overhead associated with maintaining in-house capabilities. And the last one, but also very much important one, risk mitigation. FSP models can help mitigate risks associated with resource constraints, talent shortages, regulatory compliance, and project delays, as FSP provider takes responsibility for delivering defined outcomes and meeting performance metrics. We, as Biomapas, have more than 40 years of history of experience working on different FSP models with pharmaceutical companies as well with CROs. With some of them, we have continued successful collaboration for all these years. And today, my colleagues, Ineta and Oleg, will share more details how it works in Biomapas and what exactly we can offer to our clients. And yeah, Ineta, please take the floor.
Thank you, Irma. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining. So let me delve further into the FSP solutions offered by Biomapas that help meet the various needs of our clients. Today, I will introduce the 4 most popular FSP solutions that we have successfully implemented, all of which have received significant appreciation from our clients. The first model I will discuss is the full integration of our staff into the client's teams with functional role solution. This entails seamlessly integrating any functional role requested by the client into their environment, whereby our personnel operate in accordance with the client's standard operating procedures, working instructions, processes, systems, and adhere to their KPIs in the same way as a regular employee of the client. Throughout various study phases, clients may require a spectrum of roles, starting from local feasibility specialist, then moving forward with startup, regulatory, contract specialist, then with CRAs, CTAs, ETMF specialist. Any of these roles step in when needed and necessary. Integrated employees typically have an assigned line manager from the client side and work closely with the client study management team, such as startup manager, clinical lead, project manager, quality assurance team. And in this model, the integration level of our employees into the client's environment reaches at least 80%. But despite the fact Biomapas is not directly involved in study management, we uphold our responsibility to ensure high-quality deliverables. We actively share our expertise, provide support and guidance in the selection of countries and sites, navigate regulatory environments, and ensure that employees integrated into the client's team receive comprehensive support and oversight from their Biomapas line manager and quality assurance team. Additionally, we facilitate internal and external trainings, apply an internal risk management approach, such as conduct of regular site risk assessments, accompanied site visits for CRAs, site compliance visits at the sites, and quality checks on deliverables. Any issues identified at the study level are promptly reported to the client, accompanied by an action plan from Biomapas. A single point of contact is always designated to establish a more efficient, accountable, and streamlined communication structure. This ensures that all of the client's needs are promptly addressed, issues are resolved, and necessary actions are implemented in a timely manner. Single point of contact, SPOC, is assigned in all our FSP models to ensure an easy, simple, and quick communication path for our clients. To illustrate the model introduced, please see an example of our 14 years collaboration with a global CRO. We used to support them with more than 55 clinical trials, and currently we are working on 20 studies. And due to long-term collaboration, we have a permanent staff dedicated to this client. So currently we have 3 feasibility specialists assigned, 1 contract and 2 startup and regulatory maintenance specialists, 12 CRAs, 4 CTAs. We provide services from feasibility till study closure with all activities required at the selected countries and sites we are responsible for. Single point of contact is having monthly project oversight meetings with internal Biomapas team working for the client, and also has regular meetings with the client, updating on project status, discussing potential issues, performance. So SPOC can be reached by the client in any cases with various questions related with the resource assignment or performance issues in frames of client's KPIs, ETMF completion, timely communication, system updates, and many others. Biomapas line manager in this model also is actively involved in the process, has regular one-to-one meetings with the employees, provides constant support and guidance when needed. Biomapas quality assurance team performs site compliance visits according to site risks identified, supports with CAPA preparation, if any, lessons learned sessions are organized by them, GCP and legislation updates and ad hoc trainings, also supports on daily basis as needed. Human resources are responsible for all specific internal or external trainings assignment, performance management and development program, performance improvement plans, implementations, and appreciation tools. The second FSP model I would like to continue with is a mixed model approach with functional role solution. This model requires a close collaborative effort between the client and Biomapas, where standard operating procedures and working instructions utilized in the project may originate from either the client or Biomapas, as mutually agreed upon. In this approach, both parties bring their respective expertise and resources, fostering a partnership aimed at achieving project objectives efficiently and effectively. The client and Biomapas collaborates to develop procedures that best suit the particular project requirements, using the strengths and experience of both parties. The approach allows flexibility, ensuring that the most suitable practices and processes are employed based on the project's unique needs and circumstances. Single point of contact is assigned to ensure effective communication channel to facilitate the exchange of information, feedback, and updates between the client and Biomapas, ensuring alignment and transparency throughout the project life cycle. So overall, the mixed model approach promotes a collaborative and adaptable environment where the combined strengths of the client and Biomapas are used to achieve project success. The model promotes also ongoing evaluation and improvement, lessons learned from each project, improve future practices, making the process better overall. Collaboration with biotech companies specializing in medical devices is our mixed model example. Our collaboration lasts for 4 years already. We are assigned 3 studies with full regulatory, site monitoring, and site management scope. The project is managed mainly by the client, but in collaboration with Biomapas project manager. For site management and study monitoring purposes, mainly Biomapas standard operating procedures are utilized. Biomapas also supports and provides full regulatory support to ensure a smooth submission process. A single point of contact is assigned to ensure an efficient communication and information exchange channel, and also Biomapa's quality assurance measures are implemented in these projects to ensure high quality of study data. Moving further with a third model, this FSP model operates in a manner where Biomapas is contracted directly by a site management organization or site that has been awarded a study and requires monitoring services. This approach allows site to outsource certain aspects of study management at the site level, particularly monitoring activities to a specialized entity such as CRO, in this case Biomapas. The study is managed by the sponsor, who selects and contracts the site, which contracts Biomapas to provide monitoring services. In this model, the sponsor oversees the entire study, including protocol development, regulatory submissions, data management, and overall study conduct. The site is responsible for conduct of the study at the site according to the protocol. They recruits and enrolls participants, obtains informed consent, collects data, and maintains regulatory compliance at the site level. Despite direct engagement between the site and Biomapas, a collaborative partnership ensures effective communication and timely issue resolution during the study. Biomapas provides customized monitoring services to meet the site-specific needs, including flexible monitoring frequency, oversight levels, and reporting methods. To manage possible conflicts of interest, clear communication and accountability are established among the sponsor, Biomapas, and the site. The sponsor reviews site visit reports and monitoring findings to ensure compliance and quality standards are met. Clear procedures for resolving conflict of interest, including escalation pathways and dispute resolution mechanisms, also are in place. So by implementing all these measures, the FSP model ensures that conflict of interest are identified, managed, and resolved transparently and ethically, preserving the integrity of the clinical trial process. Our client is site management organization with site network in different countries. We started collaboration 5 years ago as their contractor and successfully managed 2 studies. We have previous experience and still work with this SMO as their sites are participating in other studies managed by us on behalf of our clients. So when the site was awarded study directly, they asked for our support with monitoring. So the project is fully managed and site is contracted by sponsor. In this case, Biomapas has quite limited direct contact with the sponsor. Site uses their own SOPs for site management and study monitoring purposes. And Biomapas is responsible and provides full monitoring activities, ensuring data quality and integrity. And as mentioned, site visit reports, findings are submitted to the sponsor for their review, approval, and possible actions if needed. The last FSP model in today's presentation shows that Biomapas can also propose comprehensive outsourcing services. This approach results in cost savings by clients, by using specialized expertise and optimizing resource utilization. By outsourcing non-core functions to FSP, clients can focus their internal resources and capabilities on core business activities, innovations, and strategic initiatives. So FSP outsourcing provides access to diverse pool of specialized talent and expertise. Biomapa's assigned resource is, in this case, fully dedicated to the client and works in their environment in the same way as regular employees of the client. Biomapa's is not involved in any project-related aspects, as these are completely managed and controlled by the client. Biomapa's employee in this model is also minimally engaged with internal Biomapa's processes, but Biomapa's is seeking for clients' feedback on performance, and Biomapa's single point of contact or line manager are available for any escalations. So our recent experience was with a pharmaceutical company, which needed only trial master file quality check after study completion. So clinical research associate based in the same country as the client was assigned to facilitate the quality check. The CRA was tasked with visiting the client's office to perform a thorough review of the paper study files. And in this case, the resource allocation was not a full FTE arrangement. Instead, the timelines and work schedules were agreed upon in advance, ensuring that the CRA's availability aligns with the client's needs. This flexible arrangement optimized the client's resource utilization and cost effectiveness while meeting the project requirements. So in summary, FSP can be a successful solution in clinical research, and it is not limited by the models presented today, but can be adjusted to a specific client needs. We will be more than happy to be a partner in any new approach or initiative to make our FSP even more flexible, attractive, beneficial, and driving success of our clients. So saying that, I would like to give a floor to my colleague, Oleg, who will continue further with more details how we support our FSP.
Thank you very much, Ineta. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining this webinar. I'm very glad to share our experience, how we are supporting FSP project at Biomapas. And we do understand that Biomapas is not the only FSP service provider, and we are operating in a highly competitive market. And it has been mentioned already by my colleagues that main reasons our clients is looking for FSP solution are geographical coverage, operational excellence, and probably presence of unique experience we may have. Biomapas has all these components, and as a mid-sized company, Biomapas can be very flexible in meeting the client needs by creating a specific client-oriented operational model to support these needs. So operational model at Biomapas, we are considering from three perspectives, let's say: resource management, operational support, and service quality. So let me just, let's say, briefly stop on all these parts. Yeah, just trying to, yeah, it works. Resource management. I would say that FSP model sets up a little bit higher requirements to resource qualification, to resource experience, and productivity. Therefore, we can see that Biomapas' effective resource management is vital for model development. And there are there are four main parts of this resource management. First of all, this is search, assignment, and onboarding, workload management, performance management, and recognition management. Starting from resource management and search, assignment, and onboarding. Our ultimate goal is to establish a reliable resource network covering comparatively a large number of countries, and this allows and increase our effectively and flexibility in assigning the resources when we need it. For these purposes, at Biomapas, we do have a dedicated recruitment department who is driving the process, and in close collaboration with clinical operations team, are working to identify the appropriate resource we need for particular client, for particular need, like Ineta mentioned, for particular event service. The collaboration is done for resource search via our referral program, the most reliable, I would say, source of new resources, recommendations. We are setting up mutual interview with our potential candidates, where we do have representative from clinical operations, from recruitment department. So to make sure that we are hiring the right resource, meeting the client needs. For progress, let's say, follow-up, we are having regular calls with our recruitment department just to assess the progress, to assess what candidates are interviewed, what candidates are to be interviewed. So this is kind of ongoing process. Qualification of new staff. Even though we know that for FSP we are hiring and we are using experienced staff, we still, for every new employee, we still have onboarding program, we still have probation period, and we are qualifying each and every employee for independence performance. So this is kind of must to do at Biomapas. And a line manager. Line manager is also assigned for each employee at Biomapas at clinical operations department, and line manager is oversee the first of all resource workload. And this is a second part of resource management we are considering. We believe that for the clients with several significant, I would say, not several, but significant number of ongoing studies, we tend to assign only one resource for this client, so that this makes sure that we do have flexibility and enough resource allocation for this client to have all the needs of this big number of studies met. If we're talking about comparatively smaller client with 1-2 ongoing studies, the resource or CRA, a study startup associate, may be assigned for two clients. FSP project resource allocation and planning. This is regular activities within the scope of line management, a single point of contacts, regular meetings between them, regular kind of review of current allocation, of potential planning needs. Yeah, this is what they are doing on an ongoing basis. The next one, performance management. Performance management, this for the client, we have significant number of new, let's say, challenges, right? Like new values that our employees need to commit, new KPIs that our employees need to comply, a new style of line management where the client oversees our employees from line management perspective. All of these may be rather challenging even for experienced CRAs. And at Biomapas, we are trying to eliminate this additional pressure for our staff, and we are trying to align our internal procedures with the client procedures in order just to release this additional unnecessary pressure for our staff. Regular calls between line manager and direct reports, regular calls between a single point of contact and clients allows us to understand the current status of the ongoing studies, to catch up at a very early stage, any kind of performance issues, or identify any study-specific changes or issues we may have. We know that even though search and assignment and proper line management, we still may have some kind of performance issue. Some of the employees may underperforming, and our task is to identify this our underperformance at a very early phase and to implement preventative and corrective actions. Yeah, this is the main purpose of assignment line managers to each and every employee involved in the FSP model. And regular collection of client feedback, this also part of performance management. We are doing this feedback collection on a regular basis, at least twice a year. We have a special form for this, and we believe that this is very good anonymized, let's say, way of collecting real feedback for performance of our employees. And the final point we consider for resource management, this is recognition management. At Biomappers, we do have kind of employee performance recognition programs. There are several ways to, let's say, recognize our employees for good performance, starting from very simple kudos appreciation initiatives. And we do have ongoing achievement recognition program, and ultimately at the end of the year, annual performance evaluation program. This is actually a valuable tool to keep employees motivated for good performance and further development. For sure, our clients also sharing good achievement, not only escalate, but sharing good achievement of our employees, and we are in a very support with this, let's say, sharing these good results with the company-wide. Okay, and then moving to next slide. Operational support. Operational support, this is something that we are created at Biomappers, and as Ineta demonstrated with a very good outcome. So assigning single point of contact to each and every client makes communication more efficient, definitely improves building up relationship with the client, and facilitate companies integration and increase synergism between two companies. You can consider that single point of contact, this is kind of project management role, but project management not for the particular studies, but for all studies we are doing within FSP model for a certain client. And from scope of responsibilities, you can see that they are very similar to project management responsibilities. So the single point of contact may support the client with regional study strategy, with resource allocation and planning, with project status or with country site level. Then country expertise. Our clients definitely expect us deeply involved in any kind of country level issues we may have. And we are providing this support starting from the very beginning, advising the client on study feasibility, warning, alerting them about any difficulties that may be in study setup, sharing Biomappers' previous good or bad experience, and providing possible solution for these barriers or for these difficulties in particular country, particular site. Management of challenges. Clinical trial is a long time journey, definitely, and we know that this is not an easy task to run the study. And we, during this journey, we do have some kind of challenges, issues, unpredictable situation. And this client may rely on not only from us, not only for operational support from CRA, startup associate, but also they can get some kind of managerial and highly management support here, because as I mentioned, that single point of contact person, this is experienced managerial level country head, also a very experienced employees that can provide this expertise and can provide valuable solution for any kind of challenges the client may be facing or the study may be facing at certain country. So QA, quality assurance, is also involved, and we have study startup project managers involved in some of the FSP studies. So examples of these challenges we are successfully dealing with for recruitment, for example, site level, delays at custom clearance, extreme situation support management, like we had situation in Ukraine, for example, third-party vendors communication, difficult communication, even physical visits may be organized to resolve the problem. And final point for operational support, this is KPI oversight and management. We have KPI, definitely we have KPIs, client KPIs are set, shared with us and aligned internally. So from the very beginning, when we are just starting our collaboration, we are looking for these KPIs to be available to us, and we are analyzing KPIs for how good or how, let's say, bad our employees are with the compliance of these KPIs. And definitely, if it is required, applicable corrective action are to be taken. Service quality. Service quality, this is the third part of our operational model we are providing, and this is, I would say, the default element of each service biomappers provide. The biomappers quality control and assurance are additional elements to the client's QMS. What kind of additional quality control or quality assurance initiatives we are providing to our clients? First of all, this is internal QC process. Internal QC process applicable for example, submission packages QC, IP release document QC. It may be regulatory tracker QC. So all these, let's say, results of these documents are undergone internal QC before shared with the client. CRA accompanied visits. CRA accompanied visits. This visits conducted by a line manager or designee, and this visit is conducted for the CRA on a regular basis, depending on CRA qualification and experience. And this is SOP-driven process. Yeah. The main purpose of this process is to reconfirm CRA qualification. The results may be shared with the client on demand. Visit report quality review, another initiative we are doing here on a regular basis. Line manager is reviewing the reports produced by the CRA and discussing any kind of findings, any kind of proposal for improvement of report quality with the CRA. Site risk assessment. A site risk assessment is conducted on a quarterly basis, let's say, and each and every CRA is assessing the site from the perspective of PIs oversight, recruitment rate, any kind of negative trends, and in addition, the CRA experience is taken into account for this site risk assessment, and protocol risks are also taken into account for this site risk assessment. Ultimately, when once this, let's say, assessment is completed, we do have rates of the sites, and the sites with the high risk identified may be considered for a site compliance visit. As Ineta mentioned, our quality assurance department may be involved and is doing this, let's say, site compliance visit, just to make sure and to prevent any kind of non-compliance with the protocol, GCP requirements, or regulatory. QA support. QA is heavily involved in all biomappers studies independently, whether it is direct studies or FSP model. And in addition, KPI setup for our FSP models allows us, and KPIs analyzing KPIs allows us to identify any non-conformities, any issues with performance, employee performance at a very early stage. And HR. HR, Human Resource Department, is the main driver of educational and kind of development qualification increase of biomapper staff. Definitely HR, in close collaboration with Clinical Operation Department, identify the training needs, and this may be internal trainings, this may be external trainings, these may be therapeutic areas, soft skills, hard skills trainings, the wide range of trainings we can provide to our employees. We do have established CRA development program, CTA development program. We have a Biomappers Academy with initiative to attract students that can be ultimately considered a career path related to clinical trial industry. So this is for service quality, and the last slide, yeah, I would like to present you. This is our geographical resource coverage, and as I mentioned, the geographical representation is a key element of FSP model success. And we usually have tight or even immediate confirmation of resource allocation and availability after client's request. And this is very important selling point for us, I would say. Right now, Biomappers has more than 30 countries involved in our resource network. We do have legal representation in 9 countries, marked with flags. We do have our representation in Croatia, Georgia, rather big office, Kazakhstan, Lithuania, our headquarters, Poland, Sweden, Switzerland, Ukraine, and United Kingdom. So this allows us to be flexible, to be rather fast in resource allocation, which is which is good, definitely good. And all the listed above components, I would say, of the FSP operational model allows Biomappers to establish a long-lasting collaboration with majority of our FSP clients. And for some of them, as Ineta mentioned, we are working for more than 10 years now. So this is probably all that we would like to share today. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Oleg, and a big thank you to the team for providing us with some great insights into FSP today. I believe we do have a few questions coming through already, so we will dive right into them. If anybody does have a question, please go ahead and just type them into the Q&A box. Okay, first question. How quickly can you allocate resources to our project, and what is the process for scaling up or down?
Yeah, maybe I'll take this one. Yes, this is a really good question. Thank you. And this really depends on availability of the resource. If the resource is immediately available, so we can assign it within 1 week. If we need a new resource looking for, usually we target 1 month of resource identification, allocation, and onboarding. So this is our golden standard, 1 month.
Great. Okay, second question we've got here. How do you ensure continuity and knowledge transfer if there are changes in personnel assigned to our project?
Let me take this question. So the question is about knowledge transfer during the change of personnel, right? So yes, we understand that personnel change cannot be fully avoided during the course of the project, and we have such experience, definitely. So at Biomapas, we actually have robust procedures to maintain continuity and facilitate knowledge transfer during that personnel change. So maybe I can say that we have a few things, and maybe the first and most important is close collaboration between the team members. So the single point of contact and line manager are familiar with the project through oversight at both project and personnel levels. So they collaborate closely to identify a suitable replacement and ensure smooth transition. Second important thing is clear documentation of project details and processes. These are tracked in our internal systems. Relevant documentation is filed and is accessible to a newcomer. Also, very important is a comprehensive training for new team member. And these trainings are available either from client side, where the client is managing the project and their project management team assigns all necessary trainings, or it might be Biomapas, single point of contact and line manager. They work on this needs and ensure that all required trainings are prioritized by incoming person and completed on time. And maybe last but not least is structured handover activities and process. So this can also be following clients or Biomapas SOPs with line management involvement of overseeing the process to ensure readiness for independent work. If we are replacing CRA, so actually we have a name to have on-site handover visits performed where incoming CRA is accompanying the outgoing one. So this, helps to jump into the role, into activities quicker. And additionally, we prioritize effective communication with our clients to ensure transparency and alignment throughout all transition process. And by implementing all these measures, we can seamlessly manage personnel changes and also while maintaining the integrity of the clinical trial.
Yeah, just probably to add, for the studies, we have them more than 5 sites, let's say. We definitely will be assigning 2 or even 3 CRAs working on the study. And this allows us and makes some kind of flexibility in case of changing this CRA.
Yeah, there is someone who knows and
yes, we always have knowledge with us, right?
Okay. We have a question here. Do you plan to expand to other Balkan countries?
Definitely, I would say that for Balkan countries, this is something that we're observing recently. There are more and more requests to go to Balkan countries. And it may be, positive trend. And we do have good experience and collaboration with some of them. So, right, we are ready to expand, yes.
Yeah, just to add a bit, in general, we are so flexible, and usually if the client prefers, yeah, we're looking at our, database, what we already have experience, maybe previously, maybe currently we don't have a studies in specific region, but maybe previously we had, and usually we are willing to expand.
Okay. What usual budgeting approaches do you use?
Yeah, I will take this question. Very good question, very often from the clients. In general, we usually talk with the clients, what is the preference, how they see. But in our experience, what is most often, it's like a resource outsourcing, like a selling FTE. It could be 1 FTE, it could be half FTE, it could be even less, but usually it's a fixed FTE. And it could be startup associate, CTA, CRA, any kind of position, even medical monitoring, medical writing. But we agree what FTE is required for the client, and then we're fixing in the contract, and this is the approach. What could be used? Another, it could be hourly based contracts, usually per actual time spent for the specific activities and for the specific role with a specific hourly rate. Another one would be maybe not very often in FSP, but it also could be used, and we're using not very often, but sometimes milestone-based contracts. It's usually, for example, after initial submission done, after first SIV, or after first patient in. It really depends on the agreement. And another one, very often using and clients preferred, it's a service unit-based contracts for activities performed. That's the most common, which we usually have in the contracts. That's it.
Great. Well, if we don't have any other questions at this time, I think we can end here, but we will be in touch with all of our registrants to give out some materials, the slides, and please do get in touch with us. Reach out if you have any questions afterwards, or if you need any further information from our side.